You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. You man, Diamond K in here, of course. The Diamond K Show, OnFire-TV.com, OnFire-TV.com. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. So much going on, and another day, another mass shooting. This deranged individual is the suspect. His name is Anthony McRae. He is suspected in this Michigan State mass shooting. Law enforcement officials announced his name today. He's 43 years old, was a resident of Lansing, Michigan. And this overnight shooting at Michigan State University took the lives of 3 students and wounded 5 others. Yeah, we are here again. McRae led the police on an hours-long manhunt before dying from a self-inflicted gunshot wound as the cops approached him. They say that a firearm was recovered at the scene. Second firearm was found in a backpack along with a number of magazines. Officials are now trying to comb through his social media, trying to figure out stuff that they can find online, looking for any extremist views, satanic musings, possible conspiracy theories, some kind of signs, trying to get a motive here. He served 18 months in prison between 2019 and 2021 on a weapons charge for having loaded, have a loaded gun in his vehicle. And he is listed on the Department of Corrections website as a 5'4" male. So not that tall. Police in New Jersey shared a statement on Tuesday noting that McRae had a note in his pocket that indicated a threat to Ewing Public Schools, and that investigation revealed that he had a history of mental issues. McRae also had ties to Ewing, police said in a statement. In a nearby Trenton, police there said that the local schools, came out dismissed early because of an abundance of caution. It's just a lot. If history is some kind of indicator, we will also learn that there will be points in times where in his online and his physical behavior should have raised red flags. Now, there was no known affiliation with Michigan State University, but nonetheless, that is where this tragedy took place overnight. A lot of folks just tired of this. So I'm not sure how we address this, or let me say this. I'm not sure how we're going to address it. There are ways to fix it, but I'm just not sure that America is ready to really address the issue of gun violence and getting these guns in the hands of people that should not have it. Common sense gun laws would curb a lot of this. Do this, take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the show after this. So another thing that has been coming up over the weekend, there were a bunch of, things that the White House wanted to shoot down out of the sky. 3 downed objects appeared to have been commercial, benign balloons. John Kirby said today, the White House spokesperson, that they are considering as a leading explanation that the 3 objects that they shot down over the weekend could just be balloons tied to some commercial or benign purpose. Kirby told reporters that America is still not able to call them anything other than objects. Then why did he say any of the other stuff he just said before that? But he says that they're pretty comfortable ruling out that the objects belong to the U.S. government. Okay. These objects flew over Alaska, Canada, and the waters of Michigan. They were taken down by U.S. fighter jets on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is because of pressure from Republicans that they didn't shoot down the Chinese balloon the week before. So then they just randomly shoot these things down, have folks all scared and whatnot. The U.S. still has not recovered the 3 objects shot down over the weekend, but they're telling us what it is and what it isn't, even though they haven't even been able to comb through this. They're calling them objects because that's the best description that they have right now, Kirby told George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America. Kirby said that the objects fell into pretty remote locations and it could take them a while to reach the debris. Yet, can't even collect it, analyze it, but they're telling us what it is, or was it what it isn't. Now, the defense secretary said that the first missile strike to down the object Sunday missed. First shot missed, second shot hit, adding that the first missile landed harmlessly in the water. I don't know about harmless. We're very careful to make sure that those shots are safe, he said. And as for where the objects came from or what they are, Kirby had a few new details as he appeared on Good Morning America, though he reiterated that they did not make any maneuvering capabilities and were much smaller than the Chinese spy balloon. So do you buy what he's saying? I don't know. Kirby said that the U.S. is catching all these objects now because of adjustments that they made to the radar parameters following the Chinese spy balloon fiasco, and that Beijing has boosted its use of balloons in recent years. This is so crazy. This is just so crazy. Not sure. Kirby said that we do not deploy surveillance balloons over China. Look, understand this. All these countries spy on each other through satellites, through other means. We all spy on each other. I mean, what is the reason for all of this stuff? President has not spoken about this. The Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau did speak to the Canadian people about it, but Biden has yet to really talk about this. China has accused the U.S. of sending at least 10 balloons into their airspace since the start of 2022. So America says we don't do that. Chinese says we do. It is this back and forth, this finger pointing. You did it. I did it. We did it. Who did it? I don't know. You listen to the Diamond K Show, of course, ONFIRE-TV.com. Radio on Fire and On Fire TV are able to broadcast because of listener support. Make sure you visit ONFIRE-TV.com/join to support us. Become a Patreon supporter and get the content. OnFIRE-TV.com/join is where you go. Welcome back. Welcome back. You man Dominic K in here. The Republicans, they claim that they're ready to move on. Claim that they're ready to move on from Trump. And they need, do something. Nikki Haley has become the first Republican to throw her hat in the race since former President Trump has made it known that he's trying to run. So she, announced it, and it's been speculated for a while that she's going to run for president in 2024. She is the first major rival. She's a Tea Party favorite, former governor of South Carolina, former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations under Trump. She's been back and forth. I'm going to run, not going to run, this, that. I'm definitely not a fan. But she announced her candidacy in this video. Take a look.
The railroad tracks divided the town by race. I was the proud daughter of Indian immigrants. Not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide. In Iran, they murder their own people for challenging the government. And when a woman tells you about watching soldiers throw her baby into a fire, it puts things in perspective. Even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. I was born and raised in South Carolina, so I have seen the very best of our country. People here threw out the old, tired political establishment and demanded accountability for their tax dollars. Industry reports called us the beast of the Southeast, which I loved. People came by the thousands for fresh starts. Moms and dads held their heads up high. Children learned that it was always a great day in South Carolina. It's a great day.
It's a great day.
A great day. A great day in South Carolina. We were strong. We were proud. And when evil did come,
police in South Carolina are looking for a gunman following a shooting at a church.
Several victims. We don't know the severity.
We turned away from fear, toward God, and the values that still make our country the freest and greatest in the world. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over and over again. It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an opportunity to rewrite history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.
Yeah, so Nikki Haley throwing her hat and her heels into this race for 2024. Many are saying that this is not really a run for the presidency. This is a run for the vice presidency that she can't hope to win. But maybe whoever wins the GOP nomination will select her as their running mate. Interesting. Could you see a DeSantis Haley ticket? Could you see a Trump Haley ticket? I don't know. But whoever her running mate is, she will not get my vote. That is for damn sure. Of course, on social media, I am at The Diamond K Show on all social media. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com. Anywhere you get your podcast, just search The Diamond K Show. Now, one of the all-time great rap groups, the Ghetto Boys. They over the years, I've never understood why there was so much back and forth, why there were group member changes, why the guys just couldn't seem to get along. And since the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast has been in production, I've been able to see a bit of the personality differences between these guys. And of course, the late Bushwick Bill. Willie D confronted Scarface during a recent episode of this podcast, and he's upset, and justifiably so, for Scarface not telling him that the group was included in the Grammys 50th anniversary tributes, just a short tribute. And of course, you can do a whole, hours-long celebration, and it should be done on hip-hop, right? Willie D started off by sharing that he asked Scarface about what he was going to do the weekend of the Grammys. And while Scarface admitted that he was not going to the awards for the tribute, Willie D added that he didn't say anything about the Ghetto Boys being included. Willie D also felt slighted that Scarface did not tell him that he was performing Mind is Playing Tricks on Me, which he co-wrote with Scarface. I mean, it was so grimy what Scarface did. And yes, it was a very short segment, and Scarface, did his verse or whatever. But here's my thing. He could have told his bandmate, Willie D, that he was going to go. And maybe they would have let him do both verses, maybe two verses of the three verses. Maybe he's just standing there while Scarface is doing it. Just tell the man something. I mean, we saw Run DMC there, 2 people there. We saw Salt and Pepper, 2 people there. If they call Salt and don't call Pepper and say, we want you to perform Shoot, Salt's not going to just show up and not tell Pepper. And Run and DMC, they've had many issues over the years. If they call DMC, he's not just going to show up and do Run's house without Run. But for some reason, Scarface is sitting there acting like, oh, what, me? What? It's not my fault. But whatever. It was selfish on Scarface's behalf. And Scarface, one of the celebrated MCs, one of my all-time favorites. But as a person, I just don't like that move. I just don't like that move. And watching them on their clip arguing about the Grammys, to me, as a Ghetto Boys fan, is so interesting. Because if you think about, I think it was on We Can't Be Stopped album, 1990, 91, they were talking about how they didn't rock with the Grammys. And now here we are years later, 30 years later, and some change. They're arguing because you didn't call me about performing at the Grammys. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? But definitely, if you're in a group with somebody, regardless of what, things have been, you're doing a tribute, you call the other person. I mean, this to me is common sense. And Scarface up there playing like he don't know what Willie D talking about is it is just disappointing. Very disappointing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok at The Diamond K Show. OnFire-TV.com. I will be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Of course, OnFire-TV.com/joins where you go to support this movement. Become a Patreon supporter. Get twice the content when you support us there.